What is the most idiotic way scammers tried to scam you? The most memorable one was a call where a guy just went 10,000 ready to transfer in your account right now. Is that okay? Apostrophe. No. Apostrophe. Okay. Bye. Apostrophe. Surprisingly succinct conversation. At least they are getting straight to the point. You are under arrest. Unless you pay us this much money. Can you just arrest me? I just bought a really expensive rSlashBox commemorative plate. No. You must pay. At least once a week. The warranty on your car. Hang up. I must have a 100+ block numbers from that scam alone just from this year. All of those numbers are real numbers from random people or out of service within 10 seconds after calling lol. Some of them even used my number to scam other people within people called me back cussing me out. My brother got this call one day. Hello. It has come to our attention that your social security number has been hacked. Please give us your social security number so we can verify it is yours. Apostrophe. I told them I was Canadian on a student visa. Guy said the police were coming for me and hung up. Damn. When did you get out of jail? Hello. This is the FBI and we have a warrant for your arrest. We need your name and social security number to verify this is you. Or the classic, your car warranty has expired. Name, Holden McGroin. Security number 69 69 69 69. Apparently, 16-year-old me had many warrants out for his arrest and was committing tax evasion. I still haven't been caught though. Hello, I'm with Microsoft support. I work in it. Your computer has a virus. Which computer? I have 4 feet. The computer. Apostrophe. We are calling about a problem with your Windows computer. We own Macs. Apostrophe. I was told that Comcast would give me a deal on my internet. But since it was sponsored by eBay, I needed to go to the grocery store and buy eBay gift cards and give them the gift card number. The fact that people fall for that crap actually frustrates me. We were buying gift cards for Christmas gifts, and the activation screen at the store had a big warning about such cards being used for scams. A small step, but I hope that people notice. I had a guy come into a store I used to cashier at who told me he needed to buy X amount of gift cards with a amount of money on each. It was a lot of money, so he could send the card numbers to someone so they would fix his computer for him, or some kinda nonsense obvious scam. I told him it was a scam and absolutely don't do that. He got mad and insisted on buying them. My manager even came over and was telling him it was a scam. Still he insisted on buying them. He came in a day later to my register again and had me scan all the cards to see how much was left on them. $0 on every one of them obviously. He was absolutely furious. I just shrugged. How king thick-headed can you be? I've been called by my own number before. I just ignore them. I got an app that lets you block numbers from entire area codes. It's nice since the only person I know with my area code is my wife. I work in the foster care system. I sometimes get to supervise visitation with parents in ongoing services and their children who were placed on the custody of others. The parents often refuse to take drug tests in accordance with their plan. Other times they try and sneak clean urine in. One woman went in with the observer to give a sample and used a fake dick to try and trick the observer. She was black. The fake dick was white. The pee was cold. The judge didn't like that when we told her. I've got emails claiming to be from MySea telling me to buy iTunes gift cards to give to clients. A woman came to my house and knocked on my door. I answered through the doorbell camera and she said I hit her car and she was here to settle without insurance. I told her to duck off. She went across the street and tried the same thing. I could see it on the camera. A woman brought a fake dick and thought that would be believable? Question mark. These people are high on meth. They don't make the best decisions. She told the observer that she was trans. The scammer pretended to be a Russian prince, seemingly not knowing that the Russian monarchs were all killed and the monarchy abolished. Easily avoidable if you know anything about Russian history. The white van scam at a Home Depot. Guys pull up in a vehicle, dressed like AV installers. One gets out and says, hey, we wound up with extra speakers and a 4K projector from a job and our boss is a dick. Want to buy them cheap. So I say, you guys must be new at this scam, since you didn't notice that a cop car's pulling into the parking lot behind you. Guy started crying on the spot and his partner peels out and leaves him behind. I go through my spam email like once a week or so to make sure that there's nothing there that got misrouted. The amount of emails I get from rSlashBox telling me my account was hacked is impressive. Yes, I get the misspellings can be intentional in order to weed out the smart people, but rSlashBox? Close bracket. I got a pop-up that said I was getting a gift card for using YouTube 300 hours a day. Your son was driving and has been in a serious car accident. I don't know his name, but he dialed your number in my phone. He needs money as soon as possible to survive. I just said, that sounds like his problem. At the time my son was 2. If he drove a car and gave the guy my phone number, one assume he can handle the situation. I got a similar call when my son was 3, and in the room with me, I was able to keep the guy on the phone for about 10 minutes, even with talking about how the kid looks fine to me. Had a person come into work and use some really crappy sleight of hand tricks to get more change back. Phoebe like, oh wait, can I have another 5? I wasn't given one, even though I just saw them slip it up their sleeve. I ended up calling over my manager after they tried to slip a 20 up their sleeve. This happened to me when I was a teenager working at Mart. I was scared because it was a couple and they were very aggressive. When they were leaving, I alerted the security guard and he did absolutely nothing. I got fired the next day. I once got an email from the Somali Space Center who apparently left an astronaut in space and he had been there for years, and they needed my financial support to get him back down. I hope he's okay up there. RIP Banwago. Somali's first and last astronaut. Some say he's still up there, begging to come back down to Earth. Ground control to Major Jamal. Sir, I'm Richard calling from California. You have one lottery of $10 million. If you transfer $1,000 in 10 minutes, we will send you check. When I was at university, many years ago, in Edinburgh, my friend said there were people offering free personality tests. Being students, poor, and bored, we went along. We were seen separately in a room, asked to hold what were effectively 2 empty tin cans, one in each hand, wired to some small dial only they could see. Some of you may have got it already. Close bracket. Then proceeds to ask some vague questions that may or may not have had anything to do with personality. They were so bland I can't remember, and sometimes express surprise at the supposed reaction on his dial. At one point, getting quite bored, I was just scanning the books on the bookshelf behind him, and he says, oh my, that's a huge reaction. Looking at his meter. What were you thinking then? That's really important. Seemed disappointed when I told him I was just looking at the book titles on the shelf behind him. Then proceeds to try and get me to commit money. Quite forcefully, almost angrily. He banged the table at one point for their wonderful, life-changing course. Yes, it was Scientology! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. A woman from Russia promised to marry me if I would send cash for her airfare to the US. I sent her down to the money place about 4 times to pick up the money before she realized she was the one being scammed and gave up. You haven't paid your taxes in 15 years. Me not even being 15. Confused stonks. You up. They have this one going around where I live in Canada. They spoof a local number, so it looks totally legit. Then they answer with a recorded message from the government about taxes and you need to press 1 to speak to an agent or you will be arrested basically. The first time I heard it, I will admit my heart began racing a tiny bit until I got on the phone with an agent. So this Asian lady comes on and asks for my name first thing, and so I just said you called me and threatened to arrest me on a recording. She repeated asking for my name. So I shouted fairly loudly you called me, and she made an obnoxious noise I think to maybe mock me and hung up. So now I always duck with them when they call. Warning, strong language. Recorded message. Because of your years of good payments, you qualify for reduced interest rates and an increased credit limit on your credit card. Press 1 to be connected to a representative. Me, who has never had a credit card in my life. Well, I've got nothing better going on for the next 5 minutes or so. Beep. Representative, this is Steve from Cardholder Services. You were interested in a lower interest rate and higher credit limit? Me, yeah. But real quick, which credit card are you talking about? Representative, your mother's vagina credit card. Me, wait what? Representative, your mother's pussy credit card. Me, what? Exclamation mark. Representative, fuck you. Duck ow. Click. Me, what just happened? Exclamation mark. My parents got a call like this. I pressed 1 or whatever to speak to a representative. I got a guy, I'm a woman. This is relevant, and asked how do I get this number removed from your system? The guy's response was, I'm trying to help you with your credit card. Me, my credit card is fine. The guy, but I love you. Don't you love me? Me ain't nobody love you. You work in a call center trying to scam people. The guy, how do you feel about No Nut November? Me, every day is probably No Nut November for you. I hung up after that. When buying a car from a dealership, they were going to keep it for a few days to install a hitch on it. When I came back to pick it up, they said that because I hadn't taken delivery on the vehicle within 48 hours, they resold it. I hadn't taken delivery because they had to keep it to install the trailer hitch. When I brought this to the attention of the salesman and showed him the title of the vehicle that they'd double sold, he said that if I wrote him a personal check for $5K, he'd be able to make the problem go away. Yeah. No. Got my money back. WTF? Question mark? I assume you reported him to the manager of the dealership or someone higher up. That's all kinds of messed up. Plot twist, it was the manager's idea. When I was about 18, I was walking down the waterfront at Blackpool in England, and someone handed me a card that simply said free demonstration on one side, and on the reverse were basic directions to the venue, as basic as turn left then right. I asked the guy what it was, and he said it was a demonstration. I asked what type of demonstration it was, and he said a free one. So I carried on walking. I know it was some sort of scam or a straight up mugging, but I still wish I went just to find out. And now we will demonstrate how to mug people. Apostrophe. Him with the handicapped. No company or charity name. Just the handicapped. No. Earlier this year, someone emailed me with my very old password as the email title, saying they had access to my computer and would release all the videos of me pleasuring myself as well as my freaky porn viewing habits unless I sent them $10,000 or else I will live the rest of my life in shame. Working in it and knowing how easy it was to find that password, me and my other IT buddies came up with a wild goose chase by saying, since they clearly have access to my computer, I'll pay $20,000 if they don't release the gay porn I made when I was younger, and gave some basic description of a scene in hopes they went searching for it. Never heard back, and I guess the jury is still out on whether I will live the rest of my life in shame. But, do you have hot personal gay porn? You would have to have access to my computer to know. My neighbor was an older married lady, fell for every Nigerian scam in the book. She'd send them money and fe'd somehow get stuck at the airport or their gold was stolen. You think people would catch on, but they really don't. This happened in person. I went to the ATM, and I was getting in. I noticed some questionable dudes there, too. I, being the person that I am, didn't give a duck little cause there was another girl there that was in before me. So as I got close to the ATM, the guy told me that it wasn't fully working and that I left some money. There was a bill hanging out from the ATM and the guy was trying to convince me that it was mine, that I needed to get the card in again. I guess the guy didn't notice, but I hadn't used ATM yet. But since the guy kept insisting it was my bill, I took it and got out. They said something as I was going out, but I didn't hear. I ended up going to another location, and I got some extra cash from the guys. I also called the cops to let them know what was going on. I don't know if they went or not, but they asked for the address and a description of the men. How is this a scam? I've read this twice, and I think I'm missing it. I presume they have a skimmer and take your info. My wife answered a call, knew her name, wanting to know personal information about her social security. She started giving them the number, and then I walked in, took the phone, and hung up on them. They called back. Let me talk to the missus. No, you're talking to me now. We don't give out information over the phone. Bro, are you going to ignore the fact that she pretty much gave out your social security number because someone asked? It's been a couple years now. I check everything. I've checked her Medicare accounts. My Medicare accounts are prescriptions. Everything. So far nothing has shown up. Maybe, just maybe I've dodged a bullet. I knew she was the original space cadet when I married her, but damn. We received a letter from a US law firm on behalf of a US bank demanding payment for a loan we made or face litigation/bankruptcy. We are in Southeast Asia. Did they want you to pay us for the Vietnam War? Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more videos.